I can't hear anything. All right. Good afternoon and welcome to the Seahomer Bass Center here on the campus of Roanoke College as the Maroons get set to take on Virginia Wesleyan here in an Old Dominion Athletic Conference showdown. Hi everybody, alongside Jerry Austin, this is Rick Seidel. We are delighted to have you with us on this rather chilly but sunny winter afternoon here in Southwest Virginia as we all have hopefully recovered and hopefully everybody's got their power back on from the blast of winter that we experienced earlier in the week. And hopefully the Maroons are going to look to heat things up here as Roanoke has struggled with its shooting, and that has been the demise of this ball club throughout the year. The Maroons come into this ball game with a record of 7-9. They are 0-7 in conference play, but they have played well at times. They just have not been able to get the ball in the basket consistently. They're going up against a Virginia Wesleyan team that was ranked number 2 in the nation earlier this year before losing 4 ball games in a row. They've recovered nicely and now lead the ODAC with a 7-0 mark, and on the season stand at 11-4. So it should be a good ball game. Virginia Wesleyan, very athletic team. They'll look to pressure the ball, get up and down the floor. Roanoke, of course, will look to get the ball inside to their big man, Daniel Eco, and then kick it back out to the perimeter for open shooters such as Jordan Thacker and Kwasi Amponsah. Amponsah, who leads the Maroons at 19 points per ball game, a likely all-conference selection at the end of the year. Right now, we're going to take this time out and be back with more pregame. You're listening to Roanoke College basketball on ESPN Radio. This has been a program under Dave Moso that has really set the standard in the league in the last several years.
Well, a lot of people talk about the recruiting hotbed that they have down in the Virginia Beach, and you just kind of look down through the roster. I mean, it's Norfolk, Virginia Beach, Chesapeake, Suffolk. You know, you just go down the list of their roster, and they've got great talent to pull from in that area. And, you know, you've seen it in Division I, you know, the Michael Vicks of the world and the Allen Iversons. A lot of people have come out of that area code, the 757 area code. But, you know, they've not only set the benchmark in the ODAC, but they've set the benchmark nationally, you know, being one of only 2 teams, Roanoke, in a different era, but then Virginia Wesleyan being able to hang a national championship banner when they had Brandon Adair and some of the other, Tonton Belinga and some others that came into Salem and took a championship home with them.
In fact, they were in that championship ball game 2 years in a row, failed to defend their title with virtually the same team coming back after that championship year. And they have really, as you said, set the standard for play in this conference in the last decade. And it continues today as we've seen a lot of athletic players, particularly on the wing, go through that program, and it continues today.
Well, you have it, and I think, you know, it's kind of elevated the conference as well. I mean, when you have a team like this that's year in, year out going to be a national contender, you've got other teams that are going to have to raise their recruiting efforts. They're going to have to get better talent players in there. You see it in all conferences, and, you know, we've seen Randolph-Macon and Hampton-Sydney and Guilford all, you know, have a chance to compete in Final Fours, you know, at the highest level in Division III. And, you know, they've got a lot of things, you know, to be thankful for, to have a good conference like the ODAC.
And right now we're going to take this break. We'll be back with Dave Moso, head coach of Virginia Wesleyan, in just a moment. You're listening to Roanoke College basketball on ESPN.
Mac and Bob's opened for business in 1980. Over the years, we've grown from 10 stools to a full-service restaurant that seats 330 people. Now we invite you to come try our new breakfast menu, featuring sweet potato pancakes, eggs Benedict, omelets made to order, stuffed French toast, homemade sausage and gravy biscuits, and much more. Open for breakfast Monday through Saturday at 8 a.m., Sunday brunch 10 a.m. till 2. See you for breakfast at Mac and Bob's in Salem.
And welcome back. With me now is Marlins head coach Dave Moso. And Dave, congratulations on a great start in league play, 7-0. I know it's not exactly where you want to be overall, but your team certainly has been developing over the course of the season.
Yeah, I guess we have in a little bit. I think we've been grinders. You know, we found a way. We haven't really put it together just yet. We're not playing some of our best basketball, and hopefully we've saved the best for last. I think we're talented, we're capable, but we're not there just yet, and hopefully we'll start taking that big step forward.
Well, one of the big pieces you had to replace from a year ago is Donald Vaughn. Talk a little bit about the issues inside for your ball club.
Well, they've been inconsistent. You know, Donald was a high motor guy, just a superb athlete. And, you know, everything he did full tilt. He was an everyday guy, and some of our guys haven't been those everyday guys just yet. We've been up and down, inconsistent, and it showed at times. So we need to get back to playing some Marlin basketball and have some of these guys step up, especially this time of year.
One of the things that seems to me has always been a trademark of your teams at Virginia Wesleyan has been a slasher on the perimeter who can both shoot it from outside and put it on the floor and get to the rim. And DJ Woodmore continues that tradition for you.
He does. You know, DJ's had a nice career up to this point. He's a heck of a talent, great kid, good player. Somebody I think just can get better, and somebody who can get more consistent. And he's got to turn into an elite player for us, and that's the challenge we've issued him. You know, he's got to be at his best when his best is needed, and that's something that I think he can do. But, you know, he's proven night in, night out.
And at the point, always critical for your offense, having talent there, not only at the offensive end, but also on the defensive end. Talk a little bit about your guard play.
Well, it starts with Trey Ford. You know, he's our point guard, one of our leaders. You know, and he's got to be a playmaker for us. He's somebody that can make it look easy at times. And, you know, when he's on and he's in attack mode, boy, we can look pretty good. And we need that picture a lot, just often, as often as possible. And we've challenged him to do that because, you know, he's somebody that I can think plays with a high level of confidence. When the going's good, you know, he makes us better.
Well, now, today you're taking on a Roanoke team that gave you all you could have asked for and more down at the Batten Center, a place that Roanoke's actually struggled with in the past and came down to the final minute. Talk a little bit about this Roanoke team.
Well, they're feisty, you know, and their guard play has been good, and it bothered us the first time around. They went around us. They made us turn the ball over. You know, they shot it well. They shot free throws well, and it was a close game throughout. We had to make a couple tough plays to pull it out. And I expect much of the same today. I think Ponce and Ramirez, it starts with them, and a couple of their wings can shoot it. And they're going to, you know, play hard. They're going to go after our kids, and we need to respond.
So it sounds like, in addition to it sounds like they need to be able to respond. Your team does. But what about other things specifically, strategically, that you think are going to be important in the game today?
Well, I think we need to, limit Ponce's touches. I think we need to keep their guards in front of us and keep the big guy off the block as much as possible. Icho's, capable of hurting anyone when he gets low. He's a big kid. And we just need to play a smart game and take care of the basketball. I think we turned it over 22 times last time versus them, and they had 12 steals. And, it's just not going to, be something you can do on the road in the Yoga.
Well, Dave, it's great to see you. Thanks a lot for taking time with us, and best of luck as the season continues.
Rick, always same here.
All right, Dave Moso, head coach of Virginia Wesleyan.
touch and go today. We'll see. Take them to the hoop a little bit. Our guys are a little bit wider and stronger. They've got some good young kids playing inside. That's probably been their weakness, is that defense. They're not what they were when Donald Ron was there. I mean, he was a legitimate All-American player in the middle, and they've got some new guys that are taking those minutes. But we've got to get the ball into our bigs inside and use them defensively. The key is defending them. They shoot the heck out of the three. You know, Woodmore, Teasley, Astorga, and then Nady, the new kid, the freshman, are all consistent three-point shooters. So they're more of a perimeter team offensively, but you've got to really contest them coming off screens. They run tons of ball screens and look to go to the hoop and kick out. You've got to maintain your defensive position, and then you've got to dominate the glass. I think one reason we had a chance to beat them down there is that we really got all over the glass and only limited them to one shot most of the time.
Well, another opportunity for win number 1 in league play. Wish you the best.
The Bass Center fired up today. We'll see you after the game.
All right, and the pep band is here, as you've already noticed, folks. It's going to be a good day here at the Bass Center. We'll take this time out and be back. You're listening to Roanoke College Basketball on the Maroons Radio Network. Welcome back. With me, Dave Moso. Gets things set for the start of the ball game this afternoon. And right now, the starting lineups are about to be introduced to the crowd as Ed Green and Paige Moyer exchange a hug in front of the scorer's table as they continue to celebrate 100 years of basketball here at Roanoke College. And looking at the starters, first of all, for Virginia Wesleyan, at one guard, number 1, DJ Woodmore, 15 points per ball game for the 6'3 junior from Virginia Beach. And the point guard is Trey Ford, wearing number 3, averaging 4 assists per game, the 5'11 seniors from Falls Church, Virginia, and Jeb Stuart High School. Number 11, Chris Astorga, 16 points per game, 6'5 senior from Suffolk, Virginia. 32 is Chris Teasley, 43% from beyond the arc so far. He is a 6'3 senior from Newport News, Virginia. And finally, in the middle, number 54, Trent Batson, 5 rebounds per game. The Lewis, Delaware native is a 6'6 junior. The starters for head coach Dave Moso and the Virginia Wesleyan Marlins at 11-4 overall, 7-0 in conference play. And they are honoring Ed Green out at center court right now. Ed Green, somebody you know rather well, Jerry, who had a tremendous career here.
My former coach. His last year was my last year. I'm not going to say how many years ago that was.
And many of his former players are here, rising to their feet. Ed's going to go exchange handshakes and hugs with folks across the way. Roanoke dominated the Mason-Dixon Conference, wasn't it, as well as the ODAC under Ed Green.
Players like Gerald Holmes and Reggie Thomas and All-Americans.
And now we return to the starting lineups for your Roanoke College Maroons. At 1-4, the 6'5 freshman from Lexington, North Carolina, Number 1, Cameron Smith, 4 rebounds per ball game. Number 2 is Jordan Thacker, a 6-foot senior at the point, 4 of 9 from beyond the arc in the last ball game up at W&L. He is a native of Waynesboro, Virginia. Number 10, Julian Ramirez, 12 points per game, second on the ball club, 5'10" sophomore from Palmyra, Virginia. The big gun, number 11, Quasi Mponsa, 19 points per ball game for the 6-foot senior from Woodbridge, Virginia, and Garfield High School. And finally, the big fella inside, 7 rebounds per game to lead the ball club. Daniel Eco wears number 30. He's a 6'8" sophomore from Richmond, Virginia. Roanoke coached by Paige Moyer in his 24th season in charge of the Maroons program. Moyer with a record of 383 victories and 251 defeats. As the cheerleaders are out in force, we have a nice crowd, Jerry. The gym is on the side. The home side is nearly full.
Maroon Madness. They did a few activities out for the students, and I saw them serving hot dogs and hamburgers that looked like that on the outside, and brought some people out this afternoon.
As the players, as they're introduced, are throwing T-shirts, specially made 100 years of basketball T-shirts into the crowd. We already got ours. They threw them up to us early. Our officials for the ball game, Mike Foran is our referee, assisted by Robbie Lester and Mr. Niederer, whose first name they failed to give us. We'll work on that at halftime. Virginia Wesleyan in their road blue with silver numerals and white trim. The Maroons in their home whites with maroon numerals and black trim.
A very veteran team on the floor for the Marlins out there. They've got Woodmore is a junior, a senior, and Trey Ford. Storg is a senior. We've seen these names. Teasley, senior. Batson, a junior. I mean, all these guys have been playing since they've been freshmen and sophomore. It seemed like they've been here a little bit longer. And with a little bit more mix of youth and tenure. As Rooney makes his way into the Bass Center.
Well, everybody's here now.
The game can officially begin.
Batson and Eco jump it up. It'll be controlled by the Marlins, moving left to right in the first half as Ford will run things from out front.
They're not going to open in a man-to-man defense.
Teasley has Thacker on him. Batson loose underneath, gets the pass inside, and misses the layup. Jump hook over the top of the basket. Rebound, Mponsa.
Good help defense that time. And
quickly down to Smith at the other end. Roanoke right to left in the first half.
Not the look that they wanted, but Eco was able to close in and force a tough shot by Batson.
Mponsa loses the ball. Here we go the other way. Woodmore down the right side, across the lane to Ford, and he makes the layup.
That was an interesting play that time. The official was in the court of play. Hit off of him. It looked like it was going out of bounds, but stayed in. Virginia Wesleyan started the break.
First score goes to the Marlins, 2-0. Right now, Ramirez, left side, has the ball knocked away, but recovers. Woodmore, Trey Ford with the quick hands. Now Thacker out top with 15 on the shot clock. He will drive right side, cut off, and take steps.
That's that pesky defense of Marlins that time. Thacker had a hard time getting control of the ball and then turns it over with the walk.
Out top Astorga. Over to Teasley, left wing. Back to Woodmore against Mponsa. Can't get the shot. Ford over to Batson. Now hands it off to Teasley with 12 to shoot. Left wing behind the arc. Thacker has him. Shot clock down to 6. Teasley pull-up jumper off left. Rebound, tip, no good. There's going to be a foul coming over the top. That's going to go against Astorga. Good box out by Smith.
Looks like a little pressure now. And Teasley's always been such a smooth player. He creates a lot of shots and opportunities off the bounce and just able to create on his own. That time he got a nice open look. Just not able to get the jumper to fall.
Ramirez able to bring it up against some token man pressure from Ford. Mponsa on the right wing behind the arc. Looks to drive. Goes down low for Eco. Off his fingertips out of bounds. Maroons with their second turnover.
And he was open early. He was just... But Mponsa was not able to see him quite quick enough.
Teasley between the circles. Now Woodmore back to Teasley, left side, outside three. Gets a screen. Thinks about a three, instead gives it up. Shot on the way from Astorga is no good. Rebound collected by, see who's down inside there. It's Woodmore, and he gets fouled, says Robbie Lester. It's Eco. It's one person the Maroons cannot afford to have in foul trouble today.
Well, I think Matt Moats is a great option for them today if they do need to go for big man, just his athleticism.
Woodmore shooting 70% from the line.
Alex Went
makes the first one.
Also give him some minutes.
And he gets them both. So the Marlins lead 4-0. We've played just over 2 minutes. Ramirez sprinting down the right side. Can't get round Ford. Eco setting up in the left block. They go back out top to Ramponsa instead. Finds Ramirez cutting to the basket on the back door and gets the easy layup. 4-2 our score. And I think Thacker's going to pick up a foul here. Yes, a little push.
There's really good energy in the building here this afternoon, and needs to try to work off of that.
Right baseline, Ford finds Woodmore in and out on the catch and shoot jumper from 15 feet on the right side. Rebound to the Maroons. Thacker will bring it ahead against Teasley. Gets a screen from Smith, and they switch it. Nice look from Smith to Eco. Lays it in, counted in the foul.
Oh, they didn't count. They waved the basket off. So the foul happened before.
A nice wraparound bounce pass down inside, right baseline. Right baseline, Ramirez trying to find somebody. Finally gets Eco. Backing his way in, turns to the middle, double team, kick it out. Ramirez open from downtown. Swish.
That was a nice play that time. Eco not able to get to the basket. Kicks it out to Ramirez in the corner.
Ramirez puts the Maroons up 5-4 at the other end. Batson lays it home left of the basket. And just like that, Wesleyan is back on top 6-5, 16:40 to go in the first half.
And sometimes scoring is all about position. And that time, Virginia Wesleyan just did a nice job getting the post position and the pass right on target.
Ramirez, left wing behind the arc, looking down inside for Eco. Instead, they reverse it out top. Thacker, he'll drive right, go to the rim. Woodmore rejects the shot. Goes out of bounds to Roanoke. The Marlins had 8 blocks against Roanoke in the game down at the Batten Center earlier this year as Ford and Batson come out. Colby Hurd checks in along with Art Crew, number 14. Ramirez again on the right baseline. This time they'll go out front. Ramponsa drives, runner in the lane, off the glass, no good. Rebound on the deck, and it is picked up by Astorga. Marlins up by 1. Teasley's foul line J won't fall, and there's Eco to clear.
Teasley normally knocks that one down from that range.
Smith on the right side. Eco trying to shape up, can't get it to him in the post. Now they do. Nope, threw it away. Another Maroon turnover. Here's Crew pushing it down the floor to Teasley, right side, behind the arc. Pass out top, knocked away by Ramponsa. He gets a return pass from Thacker and makes the layup with the left hand.
Quasi did a nice job just poking that away, and after he gathered himself, took off, and Jordan Thacker hits him. Maroons up 1.
Astorga ducks underneath of Smith. Run a little leaner, won't go. Rebound loose, kept alive by Ramponsa, and finally Quasi has it. 2-on-4, 3-on-4. He'll go right side for Thacker, down low for Smith. Smith gets loose and lays it home.
That's a couple nice assists by Jordan Thacker.
Roanoke's largest lead at 3. Marlins have led by 4. As Smith steals the ball on the pass to Astorga out front.
Looked like he had numbers, but they're going to slow it down and play in the half court.
Eco wants it inside left post. Gets it. Working his way in. Backing him down. Goes to the jump hook. Won't go with the left hand, but he'll go to the line for a couple as he picks up the foul on Hurd.
I think he was kind of a little bit determined that time. He didn't get it on the first swing of the ball and kind of reposted down. Got a little bit better position. He was probably a little bit farther out than he wanted, but he was able to get the ball on the deck and get close enough for that little hook of his.
64% free throw shooter. Looks good on the first one. His first point of the ball game. And substitutes for the Marlins. Let's reset their lineup. Ford is out there along with Crew. On for the first time is number 20, Cedric Nady. Also, Batson returns, and got one more body out there. I think it's Hurd, number 42.
Second free throw good. Now up 11-6. 5-point lead with 14:35 to go in the half.
Ford out front to Hurd. Loses the handle. Picked up by the Marlins in the person of Nady. Driving on Amponsah in the lane. Kick it back out top. Shot clock at 15. Down low they go to Batson, left side. Back it comes. Shot rejected by Ramirez. Julian down the right side to the rack. Makes the layup. Swatted away Crew's shot and then took the ball the other way for two.
Yeah, you won't see a much better play than that. That was getting it done at both ends of the floor and tipped it to himself at the block.
13-6 Roanoke. 14-minute mark, first half.
And that little block made a hesitation that time whether or not to shoot the ball. Crew said, I'm not going to have that happen again.
Ford out front against Thacker. Shot clock at 10. In the lane, foul called, and Thacker may have picked up his second. He did, says Mike Foran with a hold. So now let's break in the action. 13-6 Roanoke on top of Virginia Wesleyan. 13:43 first half. We're back in 30 seconds on ESPN Radio.
The big game in high def? Try the new menu items at All Sports Cafe, including thick and juicy burgers grilled to perfection, served with fries and your choice of any side item. All Sports Cafe, where the object is to score great food. Looking for great food and the big game in high def? Try the new menu items at All Sports Cafe. You'll love our award-winning wings, grilled to perfection with your choice of sauce. Only at All Sports Cafe, Roanoke and Salem, where the object is to score great food.
And welcome back to the Bass Center. Rick Seidel, Jerry Austin with you on a day when Ed Greenwood was honored before the ball game today. The pep band is here, and Roanoke looking to get that first win in ODAC play, taking on the Virginia Wesleyan Marlins.
Good shooting to start the game. They're 5 for 7. We talked about needing to shoot a good field goal percentage at 71%. The Marlins, on the other hand, are 2 for 9. They're probably the only thing that you might criticize the Maroons for in the first 6 minutes of the game is the turnovers. They've turned it over 4 times. But they had 4 assists. I mean, the baskets that they've had have been very quality baskets. They've gotten some good looks on the inside and that dribble penetration and then kicking out to the wings. Had a couple of shots fall early. And again, you can just kind of feel the momentum in the house this afternoon.
And Coach Moyer has put Stefan Vulovic, number 3, Roanoke Catholic product, out there in place of Jordan Thacker with those 2 fouls.
It's a game of matchups. And I believe that Vulovic gives them the best opportunity against some of the speed and quickness of the Marlins.
Batson down low it goes for Hurd. He is fouled from behind. And that should be Smith. Nope, they're going to leave it to Amponsah. Just his first. 4 fouls now on the Maroons. 3 fouls against the Marlins. That will put number 42 at the free throw line.
Nice catch by Hurd in traffic.
Hurd shooting just 55% from the stripe so far this season. And the first one is nothing but the bottom.
Look like a better than a 55% free throw shooter there.
Hurd's a 6'6 junior out of Virginia Beach. As Jerry mentioned in pregame, seemingly endless talent pool down there in the Tidewater area. The Virginia Wesleyan mines every year. Hurd gets both free throws, and it's now a 5-point Maroons lead. Ramirez looking to drive right, cut off. Nearly has it stripped away by Ford from behind. Left side Vulovic now against Nady, looking for Eco. And Ponsah will take a jumper from the left side that's off right. And Smith with the offensive rebound will pull it back out.
We've seen Cameron Smith do that all year.
Nice catch by Iko, right side. Looking inside. He's going to have to give it back up to Vulovic. He'll launch from downtown. Rattles it in.
And sometimes you go to the bench and you just pull the right player. And Vulovic ready for that shot. Knocks it down from the wing.
Roanoke's doubled up Wesleyan 16-8. 12:53 to go in the first half. Nady down low. Out to Batson. Back inside they go to Hurd. Back to Nady in the left corner. Vulovic right there. Good defense. Shot clock at 15. They go down low for Hurd. Amponsah steals the pass to Vulovic. Ahead it comes. 2-on-2 with Ramirez and Smith. Ramirez lobs it over for Smith. Smith, right side layup is good. Julian Ramirez got loose in the paint with a behind-the-back dribble. Defense came, and he dumped it into Smith for the easy 2. Roanoke now with 6 points off of turnovers. 18-8 our score, and timeout has been called by Dave Moso, a 30-second timeout.
Again, I think it's something that you just continue to feed off of. I mean, it's a nice play at the defensive end of the floor, leads to a run out, and Ramirez able to drop it off to Cameron Smith for the nice layup that time. And you don't see this Marlin team kind of panicking just a little bit, but it's a nice start for the Maroons. They've been looking for play like this, it seems like, in the ODAC all year long.
Well, they've really been the aggressor, Jerry, in many ways in this game.
Well, I think the thing that I like the most, and just sitting here and observing, is the fact that a lot of these buckets are coming off of assist. They've already got 6 assists for the game, and out of seven field goals, that means that they're making the extra pass and they're finding the open player, and they just don't seem to be pressing quite as much. And maybe it's going up against a top-ranked team like the Marlins here that's made them relax a little bit today.
Nady out front. Left side for Woodmore is checked back in. His fadeaway 3 is no good. Gets his own rebound, though. Drives the middle. Throws down underneath and knocks into Vulovic, who draws the charge. DJ Woodmore picks up his first personal foul, and Stefan Vulovic making a difference in this ball game, getting playing time in part because of the injury to Andrew Daniels, and he's making the most of it so far.
They did one thing that was just technically not right that time. They didn't box the shooter, and Wesleyan got a second chance opportunity. That turns it over back to the Maroons.
Left side, Vulovic behind the arc against Nady. Out front for Zach Barrett, who's checked in. Back to Vulovic, left corner from downtown. No. Long rebound kept alive, and Ford will watch it go out of bounds. Let's see who they give the ball to. They give it to the Maroons. I thought that was off Cam Smith, but they're going to say Roanoke basketball.
Gets his hands on a lot of balls. Matt Moats getting up off the bench.
Barrett to put it in play. Gets the return pass out front. Clock under 12 minutes for the first half. Roanoke by 10. Underneath, Alex Wendt has his shot rejected. It's come in for Iko. Ball's on the ground, picked up by Vulovic. Vulovic drives, shot rejected. Smith has the offensive board.
There's 3 blocks already for the Marlins. We talked about them having 8 in the first game.
Ramirez wants to drive the middle, gets there, has his layup go in off the window despite the help defense coming over to block the shot. He's got 9.
Boy, that's just a great individual play at that time. Got to the basket.
Ford at the other end drops it for his teammate Batson for the little jump hook right in front of the rim. Batson with 4, 20-10. We break 11 minutes to go in the half. Ramirez will walk it across the timeline against Ford. Far side now, Barrett looking inside for Wendt. Instead they got to go up top. Vulovic will drive. Finds Barrett cutting under the basket. Gives it back out to Ramirez. He'll drive, dish. Vulovic pass underneath is knocked back to him. He'll get a foul line jumper and put it off the heel. No good. Astorga pulls down the board. Here comes Nady lobs it for the dunk attempt by Woodmore. That's no good. And the follow is up and in by, says Nady gets a steal on the offensive glass. Goes Woodmore for the layup. So 4 quick points for Virginia Wesleyan.
That's how quickly it can happen for this team. They're constantly putting pressure on the ball, and Roanoke just a little sloppy with the inbounds pass.
12-point lead has just been cut in half. And now Ramirez has the ball taken away from him. Ford throws it off. Julian out of bounds. Another Maroons turnover. Their 6th miscue.
Subs on both sides of the ball. These teams are getting a little tired. It's been a fast-paced action.
Ethan Humphreys, number 4 from James River High School, comes in to run the point. Vulovic goes out. Matt Moats Number 45, freshman, checks in, as does Quasi Impunsa for the Maroons. Art Crew, number 14, has come on for the Marlins. Teasley back out there handling out front is Batson. Woodmore drives, dishes, Batson, a three from out top. Yes!
Nice 7-0 run for the Marlins now, 20-17.
They've done it by picking up the defense. Humphreys out front. Back to Moats. Milton Clemens, number 40, has come in for the Marlins for the first time. Went against Batson, right post. Kick it to Humphreys on the baseline right. Out to Ampunsa, shot clock at 15. Quasi. Over Clemens. Banker no good from 15. Ball's collected by the Marlins, and I think that is Clemens with the rebound. It is. Woodmore, three from out front, off left, tip no good. And Teasley comes over the back of Humphreys.
Yes. Ethan had done a nice job getting him boxed off the board, but you can feel the momentum shift in the building here. As the Marlins have gone on a nice run.
20-17. Just a moments ago, it seems it was 20-8. 9:11 to go in the half. Humphreys into the front court. Roanoke right to left. Humphreys will bring it to the left hand over on the left wing. Went trying to shape up inside. Reverse it out top to Barrett. Shot clock down to 15. Now Humphreys over on the right wing behind the arc. Still they won't go to Went. They go to Moats out front. Moats looking for help. Finds Barrett with 8 to shoot. Barrett out top. Shot clock down to 5 against Teasley. Crowd counts it down. Barrett shot. Air ball. Rebound Wesleyan in the person of Woodmore. At the other end, Crew has an open man, Clemens, who can't collect the pass and tries to save it inbounds. It's picked off by Humphreys. Here comes Impunsa down the floor to Barrett, left side. Shot blocked. Ball deflected out of bounds. It will be Wesleyan basketball.
It looked like
that
Wesleyan
should be Roanoke basketball.
He came in from out of bounds.
And Coach Moore is going to take a 30-second timeout right now.
I'm not sure of that call there. It looked like the Wesleyan player came in from out of bounds and touched it. It was when he blew the whistle. I'm not exactly sure how they're calling that.
So the Marlins, down by 12 just moments ago, could tie it up with a 3-point field goal right here. That athleticism of Virginia Wesleyan showing.
And you saw it pick up a little bit when the bench players came in and just got that fresh burst of energy.
Marlins with 4 blocked shots so far in the ball game. Roanoke had just a few turnovers not that long ago. Now they have 6. And the shooting percentage, which was 70%, you knew that wouldn't last, has dropped down to 44%. Meanwhile, the Marlins have now elevated their shooting to 40%.
It'll be a game of runs, and Roanoke's kind of weathering a little storm here right now.
Woodmore against Barrett, right side. Ampunsa helps. They switch. Teasley gets a screen, dumps it down inside, and it goes out of bounds as they were expecting Hurd to roll to the basket. Teasley was, and he did not get there. Pass goes off the end line.
Another 30-second timeout. Coach Macedo is not happy with that. He called the timeout to set a play, and it wasn't executed the way that he wanted. And he's going to call and have another conversation with his team.
Dave Macedo, kind of like Gary Williams when he was at Maryland, well, wherever Gary Williams was, but at Maryland is where I remember him the most. He gets so fired up and his face turns pink. And Dave Macedo gets upset. You know, everybody in the building knows it.
Kind of against one of the legends around here, and Don Meredith was kind of the same way. He was a legendary coach at Lord Bonneton High School, and not only did his face turn red, but he would occasionally whip his coat up in the stands, kind of like Bobby Knight used to do.
Moats will trigger in backcourt to Humphreys. Some token man pressure. And Ethan will work it across. Goes into the right corner for Impunsa. Nice catch on a poor pass. Impunsa driving baseline. Throws it out top to Moats as he got caught under the basket. Turnaround foul line jumper from Wendt is off the back of the rim. Nice box out by Hurd, who collects the loose ball. Left side for Woodmore. He'll drive the middle. Moats comes over to help. Woodmore throws it up off balance. No good, but Moats will pick up the personal foul.
Last few possessions for the Maroons. It's not quite that pinpoint passing, and Some of the shots that they're taking just aren't in rhythm. Seemed like Wimp maybe just forced that one just a little bit, even though it was an open shot.
So Woodmore goes back to the line, 2 for 2 so far in the ball game. Short on the first one. We talked in pregame about how, as Batson comes back in the ball game and Clemens goes out, how Virginia Wesleyan historically under Dave Moso has excellent wing players, and Stephen Fields is another one that comes to mind. Always seem to have somebody who can drive the ball to the basket and slash. As he gets the second free throw, has 5 points on the game now.
Having a player like that always serves a team well, because you can give it to them and let them create on their own, or there'll be a time when they create the penetration and then they kick it back out to one of their teammates.
Substitutes now as Smith, Eco, and Ramirez come back in. Moats, Humphreys, and Wendt go out for Roanoke.
Bought themselves a few minutes with those subs.
Barrett, who remains on the floor, handles between the circles. Has Nady on him. Pick up the dribble. Needs help. Ramirez comes to get the handoff. Ramirez will drive all the way to the rim. Throw it up off the backboard. Get his own rebound. I think he was off balance and too far under. Barrett left side from 12. Off right. Rebound. Hurd. Ford looks to run. Ramirez trying to cut him off out front. Goes around and misses the layup, but Ramirez is going to get called for the personal foul.
Wesleyan kind of flexing their defensive muscle. Some teams that are challenged sometimes. You can just see that they're moving just a little bit faster and they're a little bit more determined.
And so Ford will go to the free throw line here. 76% free throw shooter. Go ahead, Jerry.
I was just going to say, Roanoke's been stuck on 20 for a while. We've seen that in some other games that kind of get stuck for a while. It seems like about 5 minutes since they've scored.
And it's been, I think, close to 5 minutes. It was just under 12 minutes when we came out of that last timeout at 28, 20-8. And Ford can tie the ball game up right here. And he does. So Ford has 4. And it is a 20-all ball game with just under 7 minutes to go in the first half. Roanoke 0-7 in conference play. Virginia Wesleyan 7-0. Marlins picked at the top of the ODAC this year as Imponsah gets caught in the lane. Gives it up to Eco. He'll drive left. Go to the rim. Shot swatted out of bounds by Hurd. Roanoke will keep it. Another blocked shot for Virginia Wesleyan. And we have a timeout on the floor. 6:42 to go. First half, all tied at 20. Roanoke and Virginia Wesleyan. We're back in just a moment on ESPN Radio.
Looking for great food and the big game in high def? Try the new menu items at All Sports Cafe, including thick and juicy burgers grilled to perfection, served with fries and your choice of any side item. All Sports Cafe, where the object is to score great food.
I did receive a non-athletic scholarship upon entering school.
I got the presidential scholarship, which was huge for me.
The baseball stadium.
They need to put some pads on these kids.
So the Marlins will put Hurd, Teasley, Batson, Nady, and Ford on the floor. Roanoke still in their huddle over at the bench.
So looking at the clock, it was 20-8 with 11:17 to go. So Roanoke has gone the better part of 5 minutes without a basket. Off that Ramirez layup where he cut to the basket.
Smith, Eco, Imponsah, Ramirez, and Barrett out there. 4 starters plus Barrett. Jordan Thacker, the other starter on the bench with 2 personal fouls. The Maroons ball under left baseline. Ramirez trying to find someone. Better get it in soon. 5-second violation. Turnover number 7.
And we've seen Roanoke. I mean, we run some of those set plays, and we have a lot of people moving away from the basket and just not coming to it. So Wesleyan now a chance to regain the lead with 6.5 to go.
Nady left side against Barrett, driving baseline. Throw it out top. 3 on the way. Good. And that's Batson. Second catch and shoot 3. He's got 10. He does not like to put it on the floor, but he will launch it from downtown when left open. He leads all scorers, and the Marlins lead by 3. Batson with 10, as I mentioned. Barrett, top of the key. Looking inside. Nobody home. They go to Eco in the middle of the key. Double team, triple team. Leans in. Banker, no good. Rebound yanked down by Batson. Here we go the other way with Ford down the middle. In the left corner to Teasley. Fakes the 3. Around Ramirez he goes. Fan it out top to Ford. He'll drive, stop, pop, and miss the 15-footer. Smith with a one-handed snatch.
Plays good defense that time.
Imponsah drives in the middle. Kick it. Right corner for Zach Barrett at the other end. No shot open.
Dangerously close to the out-of-bounds line.
Ramirez, yo-yo dribble between the rings. Right elbow now, Smith looking for cutters. Finds Imponsah, ball's deflected, but Quasi recovers with 10 on the shot clock. Against Nady, Imponsah. Stutter step, pull-up jumper, and they're going to call an offensive foul, push-off, and that's going to be his second personal.
That's a tough foul right there for Quasi.
Thacker with the 2 fouls is up off the Maroons bench.
Battling to get to the basket, and again, Roanoke takes the clock down to about 10 seconds and then puts it in the hands of Quasi, who has to create something, and Wesleyan playing very good man-to-man defense.
And Imponsah still not 100%, riding through some injuries. Teasley at the other end, right side, outside 3. Astorga will send it over to Nady, left wing behind the arc. There's Thacker right there. And we've got an illegal screen. It's going to be called against Astorga, which will be his second personal foul.
Fortunate for the Maroons because Teasley had stroked that one in.
5:05 first half. Maroons down 3, but with the basketball.
Hurd back into the game for the Marlins.
Astorga will sit the rest of the half, I would imagine, with those 2 fouls. Ramirez in backcourt has Ford on. Into the offensive zone, looking to penetrate middle. Spins in the lane, back to Thacker. 1 dribble, put up the 3, short. Rebound, Batten. Here's Nady flying down the right side, 3 on 3. Stutter step, kick it out top. Batten, another 3, long. Rebound, Nady in the far corner, and they're going to call Smith for the bump, going for the rebound, his first personal. But this will be shots, as that is team foul number 8. So Nady will go to the free throw line. Cedric on the season, 78%. Imponsah with the 2 fouls coming back in. So Roanoke with 2 players in there with 2 personal fouls as Barrett goes out. Interesting Coach Moore's thought process here, Jerry. At this point, as Nady bricks the front end long, rebound ripped down by Eco.
You have Thacker open, but I think at this point you've got to try to keep some of your best players and scorers on the floor.
Ramirez drives to the rack, left side, lays it up and in off the glass. May have gotten bumped in the process. He's got 11 to lead the Maroons and draws Roanoke to within 1. Pass inside, deflected by Smith. And Smith just picked up the personal foul as he was trying to intercept the pass intended for the cutting Hurd. And I don't know, that one could have gone either way.
That's kind of a bang-bang play. It's almost like a runner at first base. And Cameron Smith tried to cut it in front of the player, and I guess both players are entitled to that position on the floor. But I think because it impeded play just a little bit, the official was inclined to blow the whistle.
Hurd goes to the free throw line. 55% free throw shooter, misses the front end.
And it works out for the Maroons with a miss, and now a nice pass by Ramirez.
Long pass down the floor to the streaking Cameron Smith, who lays it home with the left hand. Roanoke back up by a digit with 4 minutes left in the half. They go into Hurd, double teamed. To a cutter down the middle, shot no good. Eco grabs the board. It's Cameron Owens who missed the shot. Number 44 who's just checked in. Here comes Ramirez down the middle. He'll drive, get stripped from behind. Foul is called. And that should be a 1-and-1 opportunity for Ramirez. And they're going to give the foul, I believe, to Crew. Just his first.
Julian Ramirez. This is a nice game. He can play at this quickness level and able with his dribble to get penetration and create his own shot.
Shoots 68% from the stripe. He'll get the 1-and-1 opportunity right here. And Matt Moats is going to come in for Smith.
And Matt Moats picking up a few more minutes here recently. He's earned that right. He's a solid looking player and athlete. He's going to be a good one for the Maroons.
Ramirez to the line. And rolls in the first free throw. Julian had 20 points on 7 of 11 shooting against the Marlins down at the Batten Center. So he's having another good game against Virginia Wesleyan. Wesleyan picked number 1 in preseason in the ODAC. And second one is perfect. So give him 12 points.
Roanoke helps himself at the line. Wesleyan's missed their last 2 front ends or 1-and-1s and allowed the Maroons to take a 3-point lead.
Hurd out front. Eco giving him room. Now it's Ford. Teasley in the right corner against Thacker, playing with the 2 fouls. Teasley backs him down, turns baseline, jumper good.
Yeah, it's just a nice recognition of who's on him. The fact that Thacker had two fouls, make him make a play.
Teasley with the field goal makes it a 1-point Maroons lead with 3 minutes to go. As Ramirez trying to find Amponsah, who got banged into Teasley.
He got bumped a little bit and got knocked around just a little bit. When the pass came to the corner, he was already out of bounds. And again, part of that's on Quasi to try to get through that, and then part of it's on the person throwing the pass. You got to make sure that the player can get there.
Ford around Ramirez. Pull-up jumper right side off the glass. No good. Rebound snatched by Moats. Ahead it goes to Thacker, right wing. Teasley's back. Thacker with the left-hand dribble. Back to Moats for 3. Off left and long. And inside we've got a foul called. And that's going to go against number 44 in blue, who is Cameron Owens. And I believe Eco will get a 1-on-1.
It was a nice open shot. He wasn't hesitant about taking it.
Eco's only points have been from the stripe in this game, 2 for 2. Daniel had 4 points, 8 rebounds against Washington Lee in the last ball game, a 61-48 loss up in Lexington on Wednesday night.
And this team last year was really dominant inside out. Wesleyan without Donald Vaughn there. They've adapted their game very well, Rick. They're more of a slashing, cutting, penetrating team, and looks like they're taking a lot more looks from the outside.
Eco notches the first one. Swishes the second.
He's been a solid guy at the line for the Maroons his whole career. Last year and this year.
As Teasley's floater from the right side is no good. And there's Moats with that big body tearing down the board. Outlets to Amponsah. Quasi driving at the other end. Dishes to Eco. And we got a foul called prior to the layup made by Eco. Amponsah drawing 3 defenders.
And he had that set up perfect. He was drawing the defenders and going to kick it over to Eco. But, you really like what Matt Moats did that time. He hedged off of that screen and roll and made the shot just a little bit tougher and went back in there and was way up high to get the rebound.
Amponsah to the free throw line. Roanoke up by 3. Both teams with 9 team fouls. So for the last 2.5 minutes, it'll be double bonus time. Amponsah rattles in the first one.
It looked long when it left his hand. It's the back of the iron and drops in. Looks like they might set up a little bit of some kind of full court token pressure. They're putting Eco back at the foul line. Be a hard team to press, though, wouldn't they?
Yes, indeed. Amponsah, 79% shooter from the line. Long on that second one. Rebounded easily by the Marlins. Teasley will bring it up himself. Vulovic in for Roanoke. Thacker's out. Batten against Eco. Right corner to Teasley. Back to Batten, not rolling to the basket. Out front it goes. Owens, long three off the back of the rim. Ball's loose. Ford will grab the offensive board. Throw it to Teasley on the left side for a three. Knocks it in.
Kind of a mad scramble for the ball. And nice play by Teasley. And Ramirez quickly back down the floor.
Misses the layup, but there's Eco to follow it home. Eco's first field goal. He's got 6. The Maroons up 31-28. Under 2 minutes to play in the half. Owens wants it inside. They don't get him the ball. Teasley against Vulovic on the right side behind the arc. Gets a screen left. Vulovic nicely fights through it. Batten now, and they're not going to give him the shot. Here comes Ford in the middle. Travels with the basketball, trying to jump stop. And Eco, credit Eco, when Batten touched the ball top of the key, he was right there to contest the shot. Batten's already hit a couple of wide open threes. They did not give him another one. Forced the turnover, and it'll be Roanoke basketball. 7 miscues now for Virginia Wesleyan as Wendt comes in for Roanoke. And
As he goes to the bench, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Make sure they don't pick up a third personal foul.
And we've got a timeout called by Robbie Lester.
We got Macedo down here on the.
Dave's arguing that it was a jump stop and it should not have been a walk.
So I'm not sure how you can stop the play of action just like this to have the coach come all the way out on the floor.
Halfway to the basket, down the baseline he was.
This time that'll draw a technical.
Have to talk like Yoda at least once a broadcast. So it'll be Maroon basketball, spot throw in, and they're going to bring in Clemens, who's going to be all over the ball, and it'll be Wendt to put it in play. Looking for someone to come open, and it's Eco. Nearly loses the pass, gives it back to Wendt. Finally, Vulovic has the ball, and Roanoke has it at the offensive end. That was a little iffy. Tyler Akers in for the Maroons, number 23. Over to Vulovic, down low for Wendt. Nice pass! Wendt gets the open layup, sealing his man beautifully, but a perfect pass from Vulovic, who's having a heck of a game, and Wendt's on the board with his first field goal. Roanoke back up by 5. Teasley drive in the middle, throw up the shot. It drops in.
Could have almost been called offensive interference, but play on. 33-30, minute to go here in the first half.
7 for Teasley. Ahead Ramirez from Vulovic. He drives, goes to the rack, layup, no good. Rebound, Wendt, follow, rejected. Ball's loose. Wendt's got it, throws it out, and has it knocked away. Trying to outlet the ball up top to Eco to get it out of trouble where he was pinned on the baseline under the basket. It'll be Roanoke basketball. 28 on the shot clock, 47 on the game clock with Roanoke up by 3, 33-30.
Both teams have come to play today, Rick. Every possession, the battle.
Into Vulovic, open 3 from the left side. Yes!
Yeah. Match the number on his jersey.
Second 3 for him. He's got 6. The lead is 6. 5-second differential, shot clock, game clock. Clemens drives, misses the shot, ball's tipped. Wendt can't save it. It will go out of bounds off of his fingertips.
Making a great chance that time to be able to take the last shot of the half. Just couldn't corral it underneath the basket.
6-second differential, shot clock and game clock. Ford right baseline to put it in play. Out top to Teasley. Vulovic has him. Roanoke's been man-to-man all game. Both teams have. Teasley gets a screen left. Vulovic is over the top of it. Out top. Left side. Ford gets a screen from Hurd. Ford will take the 3. Short. Rebound. Woodmore. Rebound. Follow. No. And there's Eco to rip it down. Bodies everywhere in his face.
Seconds.
Ramirez. Down the middle he goes. Stops. Pops. 3. Partially blocked. Wendt with the board. No. Loses it. And that will be the end of the first half. But a lot for this large crowd on hand today to cheer about as the Maroons take a 6-point lead into the locker room, 36-30 over the undefeated in ODAC play, Virginia Wesleyan Marlins. And we will take this timeout and be back with halftime. You're listening to Roanoke College Basketball on ESPN Radio.
Roanoke College. Timeless and true. Smart and solid. Practical and professional. Making discoveries about yesterday. Creating visions for tomorrow. Lifted by a winning college spirit. Forging lifetime friendships with professors who prepare you for a place at the head of an operating table or another bright future. Roanoke College. Classic for tomorrow.
Looking for great food and the big game in high def? Try the new menu items at All Sports Cafe, including thick and juicy burgers grilled to perfection, served with fries and your choice of any side item. All Sports Cafe, where the object is to score great food.
I did receive a non-athletic scholarship upon entering school.
I got the presidential scholarship, which was huge for me.
Looking for great food and the big game in high def? Try the new menu items at All Sports Cafe. You'll love our award-winning wings, grilled to perfection with your choice of sauce. Only at All Sports Cafe, Roanoke and Salem, where the object is to score great food.
Join the team and support Roanoke College student athletes. As a Maroon Club member, you can support the young men and women who represent the college on its athletic teams, in its intramurals, and on club sports. You'll get athletic and recreational team news straight from the coaches, be invited in club events, and receive an official Maroon Club decal. For more information, visit www.roanoke.edu/Maroon Club and become a member of the Maroon Club today.
Ramirez sprinting down the right side, can't get around forward. Eco setting up in the left block. They go back out top to Ramponsa instead. Finds Ramirez cutting to the basket on the back door. Teasley gets a screen from Smith, and they switch it. Nice look from Smith to Eco. Lays it in, counted in the foul. Here's Crew pushing it down the floor to Teasley, right side, behind the arc. Pass out top, knocked away by Ramponsa. He gets a return pass from Thacker and makes the layup with the left hand. Underneath of Smith. Run a little leaner, won't go. Rebound loose. Kept alive by Ramponsa, and finally Quasi has it. 2-on-4, 3-on-4. He'll go right side for Thacker. Down low for Smith. Smith gets loose and lays it home. Front to Hurd. Loses the handle. Picked up by the Marlins in the person of Nady. Driving on Ramponsa in the lane. Kick it back out top. Shot clock at 15. Down low, they go to Batson, left side. Back it comes. Shot rejected by Ramirez. Julian down the right side to the rack. Makes the layup. Swatted.
We've seen Cameron Smith do that all year.
Nice catch by Eco, right side. Looking inside. Going to have to give it back up to Vulovic. He'll launch from downtown. Rattles it in.
Sometimes
Nady down low. Out to Batson. Back inside they go to Hurd. Back to Nady in the left corner. Vulovic right there. Good defense. Shot clock at 15. They go down low for Hurd. Ramponsa steals the pass to Vulovic. Ahead it comes. 2-on-2 with Ramirez and Smith. Ramirez lobs it over for Smith. Smith, right side layup is good. Shot rejected. Smith has the offensive board.
There's 3 blocks already for the Marlins. We talked about them having 8 in the first game.
Ramirez wants to drive the middle. Gets there. Has his layup go in off the window. Just the front end long. Rebound ripped down by Eco.
Backer open, but I think at this point you've got to try to keep some of your best players and scorers on the floor.
Ramirez drives to the rack, left side, lays it up and in off the front end long. Rebound ripped down by Eco.
were shooting, 7 of 9 to start the game, but then they went really cold, only making 6 out of their last 24 shots. They're 3 for 6 from beyond the arc, 7 of 8 from the free throw line. They had 24 total rebounds, so they did a nice job controlling the boards. They got 8 second chance opportunities. They had 9 assists to 9 turnovers, 1 block, and 4 steals, and have a 6-point lead here going into the second half.
And right now we've got more activities, more festivities as folks are.
Knockout.
Right, is that what we're seeing? That's quite a game of knockout. We've got probably at least a dozen people out there. And that is exactly what we're seeing is in the game of knockout. Prizes being awarded today. Rooney, the mascot's here. Pep Band is here. Everybody having a good time enjoying the Maroons' first half of action as Roanoke leads 36-30 over Virginia Wesleyan. We'll send it back to the studios for these words and be back with the start of the second half shortly. You're listening to Roanoke College Basketball on ESPN Radio. And welcome back as the pep band plays on. The Maroons lead 36-30 over Virginia Wesleyan in this ODAC contest. Roanoke looking for their first win in ODAC play. 0-7 coming into this game. Virginia Wesleyan undefeated at 7-0 in conference action.
And again, we saw a good first half. We saw a lot of energy. We saw a lot of exciting plays. And it was kind of fun to watch, Rick.
It has. It's been a lot of, especially if you like watching Roanoke do well, but it certainly has been a very hotly contested ball game with a lot of action at both ends of the floor. Both teams pressing the other team, pressing the issue with the other team.
Right. That's a good outlet for the students here this afternoon to come out and support the Maroons. And you feed off of that as a player. I mean, you have a little bit of excitement in the building, and I think that's helped them a lot here this afternoon. It's so hard with the way the basketball schedule is, and students being out of school for part of the season, and now it's back to academics and basketball.
As Roanoke gets things started here in the second half, moving left to right. Eco has the ball right elbow, looking for cutters. Hands off to Thacker. Spins to the middle, gets loose. Layup won't go. Nice move. Eco with the offensive board, follows it in.
That's a nice second chance opportunity for the Maroons. They came out in kind of a high set, 1-4 set. And got a nice handoff to Thacker, and Eco crashed the boards.
38-30 as Astorga drives, dishes out to Batten, who loses the handle. It's Teasley recovering the ball. Teasley out top, around Smith in the middle. Eco helps, floater is good.
And that's that silky smooth shot that we talked about, just kind of like butter. Just floats to the basket.
9 for Teasley, 38-30. Ramirez at the other end for Thacker on the wing right.
The fact that Roanoke's looking to move the defense a little bit, they're staying in that set.
Give to Imponsah right side against Teasley. Crosses over, can't get free as they switch on the screen. Imponsah's three-pointer is deflected and blocked out of bounds. May have been touched by one of the Maroon players. It will go over to Wesleyan.
No hesitation that time by Scott Nieder underneath the basket.
So it'll be Wesleyan coming to the offensive zone, down by 6, moving right to left in the second half. Left corner they go. Shot from Astorga. The three is short. Rebound Imponsah. 2-on-2 with Thacker on his left. Gives to Thacker. Open three from the left side. Nothing but the bottom of the net.
That's just good execution that time. Flossie draws the two defenders and kicks it to the corner. And Roanoke knocks it down.
Ford drives, dishes. Astorga three left side. No. Rebound loose, collected by the Marlins. Astorga off the feed, misses the shot, and bangs into, who is that on the ground? Ramirez, his second personal.
Go to the line to shoot two, Astorga. Roanoke at 41-32. Biggest lead of the game at 9.
Biggest lead in the second half of 9. Roanoke led by as many as 12 in the first half at 20-8.
You were right, my friend.
Occasionally. Astorga, 63% free throw shooter, strokes the first one. He's got 3 on the game. Averaging 16. He's been quiet. Makes the second one. And it's a 7-point Maroon lead with 18-12 to go in the ball game. Imponsah out front, fakes the three, drives around Teasley, goes to the rack, layup, drops.
Nice left hand that time by Flossie Imponsah. Got the corner turned and looked like the shot was going to be blocked, but he was able to kind of cradle the ball and get it up off the glass.
43-34, 17:50 mark. Teasley right side, open three, short. Thacker closed out nicely. Air ball to Ramirez's hands. Julian tries to squeeze a pass in ahead. It's intercepted, 3-on-1. And shot is good as Woodmore finishes. And we have a whistle away from the ball. Let's see what's going on.
Well, as the ball was coming in and out of bounds, it was a collision between the Roanoke College player and I think it was maybe Owens.
43-36. They're just going to slow things down here. Roanoke will bring it in.
Could have stopped play. I think Macedo is unhappy with the chain of events there.
Ramirez has it taken away, gets it back from Ford. Comes down the middle. Pass deflected and intercepted. Marlins coming the other way, 3-on-3. Astorga falls down. Thacker with the ball, 3-on-1. Goes left side for Ramirez, makes the layup.
That was nice. Just a nice hesitation that time. Thacker waited to see what the defense was going to do. He had Eco and had Ramirez trailing and made the right decision. 45-36, run it back up to 9.
Astorga drives on Smith. Shot blocked by Smith. They're going to say he got him on the arm. That's 3 fouls on Smith.
They may call it on Thacker, but no, they got it on Smith.
Fans waving their terrible towels that were distributed at the admissions table. So Astorga now back to the free throw line, 2 for 2. Short on the first one.
Let's pull the string just a little bit on that play.
In the last game, a victory of 60-55 against Eastern Mennonite. This team shot only 51% from the free throw line, the Marlins. Second one, good.
And now Owens back into the game for Astorga.
Smith able to run the baseline. Gets it to Ramirez in the corner. He'll get some man pressure from Ford. Julian into the offensive zone.
Just like the first half, starts 4 of 6.
Impensad 3 is good from the left side.
Make it 5 of 7. And the 3 balls come out, the T-shirts into the crowd.
Nady up front against Thacker. Right side they go. Woodmore loses Impensad, drives, pull back, foul line jumper, short. Rebound. Hurd, follow, blocked by Eco, foul called.
Hurd was way up to get that basketball. He went up over 3 Maroons and just snatched it out of the air. And goes to the line. Run up with 3 team fouls to start the second half. Virginia Wesleyan with none.
Eco picks up his second. Hurd to the free throw line. 2 for 3, but missed the front end of a 1-on-1 his last time to the stripe. He'll get 2 here. Cleanly hits the first one.
As the Marlins back within 10, 48-38.
Second shot, short. Rebound, Eco. Goes to the ground. They call him for traveling. As he and Owens both hit the ground.
I always thought you could fall to the ground as long as you didn't make a move. And,
right.
He could have passed that off to one of his teammates. I'm not sure the interpretation there, but Wesleyan with the ball.
Greg Montgomery, number 34, has come in for the first time. They kick it out. Owens tries to drive, and they're going to get called. There's going to be a foul call.
Cameron Smith grabbed him on the arm.
And Smith just picked up his 4th. 2 very quick fouls for Smith, who injected a lot of energy into the lineup in the first half, and he's going to have to go take a seat.
Matt Moats quickly up off the bench.
Less than 4 minutes gone by in the second half. You get some size, but you lose some athleticism. Inbound to Nady, down inside. Thacker deflects the pass. Right. Nope, doesn't get to it. They threw it too wide. He had the tough task of trying to cover the much bigger Hurd down inside on a switch.
Well, Hurd was trying to just defend him off and not able to do both. They hold him off and then get to the ball. Thacker trying to come around the top.
10-point lead for the Maroons. As Ford nearly takes it away from Ramirez again, but it squirts out the sideline. It'll be Roanoke basketball.
Julian's going to have to do just a little bit better job. I mean, he's kind of putting it right in front of him. And nice quick hands that time by Trey Ford. I think there might be a little bit of blood coming from Hurd.
Ford averages a steal and a half per ball game. And we're all set. Moats to trigger in front of the scorer's table. Into Thacker in backcourt. Now it's Ramirez handling out top. 20 on the shot clock. Ford going for the ball again. Does not get it that time. Impensad drives around the defense. Pull-up jumper, swish.
Just a nice under control. And now a timeout by Dave Moso.
This will be a full timeout. He burned his 30s in the first half as the towels come out Fans waving their towels in the air. Quasi with 10 points. The lead is 12, 50-38. 15:43 to play in the ball game. We're back in 30 seconds on ESPN Radio.
Over the years, we've grown from 10 stools to a full-service restaurant that seats 330 people. Now we invite you to come try our new breakfast menu, featuring sweet potato pancakes, eggs Benedict, omelets made to order, stuffed French toast, homemade sausage and gravy biscuits, and much more. Open for breakfast Monday through Saturday at 8 a.m., Sunday brunch 10 a.m. till 2. See you for breakfast at Mac and Bob's in Salem.
And welcome back to the Bass Center. Rick Seidel and Jerry Austin with you, along with a nearly packed house here, as their crowd is enjoying the Maroons playing well. 50-38, they lead Virginia Wesleyan with 15:43 to go in the ball game.
So again, just good execution by the Maroons here in the second half. They're now 19 of 41 at half. They were 13 of 33. So you just do the math there. That means that they're 6 for 9 or 6 for 8 in the second half. Which, I mean, and again, a lot of good passing on that. Again, it's come off of assists. They had 3 assists on those baskets to start the second half, and they came out with a little bit different set. We hadn't seen that before, so kind of maybe just mixed it up just a little bit on the Marlins. That they came out with that high set, the 1-4 set. That's just getting a little bit of cross action. Quasi's been able to kind of get the ball in space, and that nice hesitation dribble to the basket, and then pull up and knock the jumper down on that last one.
Well, and this has to do a lot for the Maroons' confidence, given how much they have struggled with their shooting in the last several ball games. To be able to hit some key shots here, as Amponsah now has gotten some tape on the wrist. Must have been where the blood was coming from. And he's all set to go. His right wrist is now taped. Let's hope that's just some blood and not another injury. Marlins with the ball. Owens out front, hands it off to Montgomery. Montgomery has it knocked free by Amponsah, gets it back. Looks to drive, goes to the rim. Shot swatted away by Thacker on the help defense.
So Roanoke's got a block in their arsenal as well. Ramirez quickly in transition.
Thacker's 4th block of the year. He gets a 3 look at the other end. That's going to be an air ball short. Montgomery has the rebound. Here comes Ford flying down the middle of the floor. Ramirez can't cut him off. Ford gets all the way to the rim and makes the layup.
Roanoke's most dangerous that time. I was going to say that Wesleyan's most dangerous in transition. Now just a little sloppy inbounds pass. Ramirez and to Amponsah, knocked out of bounds on the side. Next to the pep band.
Owens and Hurd out. And Batten and Astorga back in. Here's Ramirez off the inbounds. Nearly has it taken away again by Ford, who knocks it off the sideline. And Julian complaining to Mike Foran that he's getting shoved on these steal attempts. So Ramirez will bring it up the court again against Ford. With the ball, as Jerry said, in front of him. Over to Amponsah, 3 from the left side, short. Ball tipped into the hands of Eco for the layup.
Yeah, Matt Moats kept that ball alive, I think, Rick. And Daniel Eco able to gather it in and push the lead back out to 12, 52-40.
Ford crosses over Ramirez. He's going to call for the blocking foul. That's a tough play there. Good anticipation by Ramirez, trying to recover after the crossover move. And Ramirez picks up his 3rd personal foul with 14:34 to go, and the Maroons up 52-40. Roanoke matching their largest lead of the game here.
5th team foul.
Teasley out top against Thacker. Woodmore wants it left side to go right wing to Astorga. He'll jack up the 3, short. Rebound, Eco, skies to clear.
Nice job that time by Ramirez coming back to the ball and not forcing Eco to make a contested outlet pass.
Eco's last field goal gave him 10 points. The Maroons with 3 players in double figures right now. Ramirez has Astorga on him on the switch out top. Crosses him over, drives left, pull-up jumper, rattles in, 15-footer.
The 5-second count was on, and Ramirez, a nice little screen that time by Matt Moats. Able to slip to the basket and knock in the little 10-foot jumper.
Ford left open out top. Swishes the 3. Got a ball screen and nobody hedged out. So Ford now has 9. 54-43. Ford nearly with another steal.
Trey Ford again urging his team on. Roanoke needs to kind of break this down in little segments. You got 13:45. You need to manage the game. And Page may have to use a timeout or two along the way to keep the personnel that he wants into the game.
Roanoke with 5 timeouts remaining. Wesleyan with 3. 13:39 and counting. Ramirez off across the timeline, driving right side. Floater won't. Oh, it does fall. That was a bullet off the glass. I couldn't think that would drop, but it did. Here's Ford quickly the other way, gets hammered. And let's see who they give that to. There are 3 players there.
It's become a little bit of a personal battle between Trey Ford and Julian Ramirez. They kind of bringing out the best in each other here this afternoon, Rick.
16 fouls against the Maroons, none against Virginia Wesleyan. And you know Coach Moyer is going to be mentioning that to Mike Foran.
Well, I think Roanoke's just making all their shots, and probably the only place that you could be calling for fouls is how they're contesting the dribble.
Ford connects on the first one, 3 for 3 from the line. He's now got 10 points on the game.
He's a senior leader. He's been through some battles in the ODOT conference, nothing that he hasn't seen before.
Misses the second one. There's Eco to gobble up the rebound. 12-point lead for Roanoke. 13:20 to play in the ball game. Fouls mounting for the Maroons. Campbell right side 3. Swish!
Roanoke continues this torrid shooting. 59-44 up 15 with 13 to go.
Batten out front, not going to take the 3 this time. Gives it Teasley on the wing left. Campbell fights through the screen. Teasley drives. Can't get the shot. Back to Batten. Open 3, left side, off left. Rebound loose, and they're going to call Astorga for coming over the back. His first team foul against the Marlins in the second half.
Again, Roanoke riding the wave of emotions. Now they're going to have to get the ball inbounded. Alex went into the game.
Eco with the 3 fouls will get a breather at the 12:56 mark. Moats and Wendt both in the ballgame for the Maroons. 2 of their younger, less tested post players. Ramirez drives, dishes, Thacker fakes the 3 left side. Out top to Quasi. He'll launch from downtown. He'll get hammered on the 3. He'll get 3 free throws as Woodmore picks up his second personal foul.
The thing that you like about the Maroons right now, Rick, is that they know who's got the hot hand, and that's Quasi. So that time the effort was to kind of get the ball back to him, and now he'll go to the line to try to extend this Maroon lead.
59-44. 12:45 to play. Mponsa notches the first free throw. Roanoke, in a season where they have struggled, as Mponsa takes the second and makes that one as well. They are 4-0 coming into the second half when leading at the end of the first half. So far, that's holding true as they maintain this lead. Mponsa now with 15 and looking for more. He gets all 3 free throws, and the crowd loves it.
Roanoke 10 of 14 shooting here in the second half. Percentage now up to 49%. Kind of what we saw down there in Virginia Beach in the first game.
Teasley against Thacker, crosses him over left side, goes to the basket, layup no good, but Thacker now has picked up his 3rd personal. So Roanoke piling up some fouls here early in the second half. That is now the 17th foul, so Wesleyan will be shooting the rest of the way. We've got Smith with 4, Thacker with 3, Ramirez with 3, and Eco with 3. Only Astorga has more than 2 for Wesleyan, as Barrett's going to come in for the Maroons, as Teasley goes back to the free throw line. Actually, it's his first appearance at the line, and he cans the first one.
Quasi rolled his ankle again, Rick. There's a reason he's coming back into the game. They'll probably go in and get that retaped real quick. He's kind of twisted it a little bit.
That would be a huge blow for the Maroons.
He's just been nursing that for the last few games. 62-45. Teasley misses the second, and Ramirez there for the board. Lead stays at 17.
Ramirez between the circles against Ford. Wendt flashes up, gives him a screen right. Astorga switches out. Ramirez looking to drive. Goes to the basket. Leaner won't fall off the glass. Rebounded by Hurd. Here comes Crew. Right side for Ford. Around Barrett. Bannett left side for Crew. Out top. Ford. Gets a screen. Open three. Good.
Trey Ford hitting 2 big threes for the Marlins, 62-48.
He's got 14 points as we're under 12 to play.
Lead back down to 14, and now Paige Moyer will take a timeout.
30-second timeout. We'll stay right here.
And so we talked about managing the game through. You got Quasi getting his ankle retaped, getting another Band-Aid on his wrist. It's a physical game out there, and I think Paige Moyer just wants to make sure that they continue to get good quality shots. I think that last time down the floor, even though Ramirez has made a few of those shots, they just didn't have quite the movement on the offensive end that he might like to see.
Well, it's also Roanoke not quite as deep as Virginia Wesleyan.
I think you want to try to break that little bit of momentum, and Roanoke's going to have to account for Trey Ford, who's, like I said, knocked down the last 2 3-point shots. He's seemed to be kind of the person that's wanting to put this team on his back.
Only shooting 32% from 3-point range so far this season, but he's got a couple of big ones here in the second half. He's scored, let's do some quick math here, 6 and 4. He's got 10 of Virginia Wesleyan's points in the second half. And Barrett trying to inbound, and we've got a foul called on the far side. Robbie Lester whistles Crew, I believe, for the hold. His second.
Again, we're making the inbounds play. They got a play set up, but they kind of run away from the ball, and it takes a while just for that to develop.
Into Wendt, back to Barrett. Right side, Thacker now looking into Moats. Gets in the ball. Moats will go baseline. And quickly a foul called on Hurd, and I got to believe we're starting to see the officials even things up a little bit here.
So it's 17 fouls to 4 now.
11:41 to go. Roanoke inbounding right baseline. Barrett thinking about a three in the right corner, or Ramirez rather, has it, loses the handle. Nady coming the other way. Barrett's back, and Barrett fouls him on the shot attempt. Ramirez really having trouble maintaining control of the ball in this game.
Quasi, good news for the Maroons. He's back ready to come into action. Coming on the second free throw attempt.
Nagy to the free throw line. Nady has not been to the line so far in this ball game. 78% free throw shooter. Swishes the first one. Imponsah back on the floor. Thacker goes out. 62-49, 11:34 left. We're talking about Ramirez with the handling the ball. He's got 7 turnovers in the game so far. Nady's second one rattles home. 62-50. The 18-point lead is down to 12. Moats looking for help. Finds Wendt. Wendt goes to the basket, has it stripped, and Crew picks up the personal foul. As Roanoke beating the pressure with the pass, had a chance for a layup.
They're giving the 2 shots. They are going to give him 2 from the line. Roanoke will go to the line for the first time here in the second half.
Fouls now starting to even up. 8 for the Maroons, 5 for Virginia Wesleyan. And Wendt at the line, 67% this year. Looks awfully good on that one. He's got 3 points so far in the ball game. Had 8 up at Washington Lee. Shot 4 of 7 for that game. Misses the second one. Rebound by Hurd. Ford drives, kicks. Astorga left corner. He'll penetrate and get bumped by Moats. And Moats will pick up his second personal foul.
So letting Virginia Wesleyan climb back into the game from the line. The clock stopped.
Astorga 3 for 4 from the line. Had 12 points in the victory down at the Batten Center against Roanoke.
Seeing how fast they can score points.
Drains the first one. Makes them both.
And they're not going to let any.
Ahead to Amponsah over the trap, full court trap, right side. Barrett open. Shot goes in and out. Rebound by Hurd. Nice box out on Moats. Wesleyan looking to run. Woodmore, ahead it goes. And laying the ball in is Astorga. Ramirez went down, got no call either way. Quasi on the far side. Trap, tries to dribble out of trouble. In trouble. And timeout called as Amponsah is on the ground with the ball in his hand and two Marlin players on top of him. So Roanoke burns another timeout here. This will be a full timeout. So we will take the break. 54 for the Marlins, 63 for the Maroons, 10:51 to play.
Join the team and support.
We're back in a moment on ESPN Radio.
Join the team and support Roanoke College student athletes. As a Maroon Club member, you can support the young men and women who represent the college on its athletic teams, in its intramurals, and on club sports. You'll get athletic and recreational team news straight from the coaches, be invited in club events, and receive an official Maroon Club decal. For more information, visit www.roanoke.edu/Maroon Club and become a member of the Maroon Club today.
And welcome back to the Bass Center. Rick Seidel and Jerry Austin with you. 10:51 remaining in the ballgame. 63-54 Roanoke on top of Virginia Wesleyan. And Jerry, they've really made this run. Virginia Wesleyan down by 18 points. This little run with their defensive pressure.
Well, you could see the intensity pick up. They picked up full court, forced a couple turnovers, and they forced a couple quick shots by the Maroons. And when you don't convert in the transition game, that ball's coming back very quickly the other way.
Amponsah, Humphreys, Moats, Went, and Barrett for the Maroons.
A personnel move that time to get Ethan back into the game, just to give Julian Ramirez just a little bit of a blow. That's a lot of pressure.
Nady, Ford, Hurd, Widmore, and Astorga for the Marlins. As we're seeing some half-court trap here, as Humphreys will get it ahead to Went, and now to Amponsah on the left side. Quasi will drive into the middle. Over to Barrett, loses the handle. Ford's got the ball, and Barrett's going to get called for the personal foul. That's really Amponsah's fault, and he's tapping his chest saying that's my bad because he was caught up in the air driving in the middle and threw it to Barrett as a last-ditch effort to keep the possession, and now we go the other end for shots.
It's a double bonus now with 10 team fouls on the Maroons. And again, this team is just so quick, and what looked to be an open man when the pass first started was hotly contested.
Ford putting the team on his back. He's got 15 points, 11 of them since the break. Barrett's second foul. His free throw rolls in. Leading scorer for his team with 16. Now they're trapping Humphreys in backcourt. Looking for help. Gets it to Went. Wentz pass ahead to Thacker. And foul called on Hurd coming over the back. Good job of Thacker using his body to shield the defender. And Thacker will go to the line. No, there's just a 16 foul.
There's no easy looks for the Maroons. And getting the ball across the court, and Cameron Smith and Daniel Eco come back into the game.
63-56. What was an 18-point lead is now 7. Amponsah in backcourt. Woodmore will let him bring it across the stripe.
So finally the Maroons get just a little bit of relief getting it into the front court.
Humphreys high on the left side. Out to Thacker, top of the key. Backs it out. Now Humphreys on the right wing. Looks to drive, can't do it. Hands to Amponsah. Quasi, pull-up jumper from the right side off the glass and in. 15-footer is good.
Yeah, that was a nice kiss, kind of a Tim Duncan type kiss. Not the easiest shot to make from 15 feet.
They go down inside to Hurd, who goes under the basket, left to right, reverse layup against Eco and scores.
Wesleyan backs off of their full court press just a little bit after the made basket.
Smith goes to Amponsah, right side, fakes the shot, drive, leans in, shot no good. He is fouled on the play. We'll get 2 free throws. And that will be Hurd picking up his 4th personal foul.
I'd like to see that with Quasi driving to the basket. Good free throw shooter.
4 for 5 from the line. He was 10 of 12 from the stripe down at the Batten Center against Wesleyan in that loss earlier this year. Spins out the first one. Teasley in. Woodmore out. Hurd goes out, and Owens comes on. Quasi takes the next one. This one's perfect. Give him 19 points, matching his season average. 66-58, the lead back up to 8. Ford on the right side behind the arc. It's a screen right. Humphreys through it. Over they go to Owens. Out to Teasley. Crowd getting into it now with the chain of defense. Ford against Humphreys. Can't get the shot off. Owens wants to go inside. Smith fronting in the post. Left side, Nady misses the 3. Rebound. Astorga throws it back up and scores it. A little hook shot from his hip.
That was a nice second chance opportunity that time for Virginia Wesleyan. Now Quasi's going to bring the ball into the front court.
Astorga's got 11. Emposat 3 right side, short. Rebound, Astorga. Here's Nady. Emposat cuts him off. Ford out front. Teasley against Humphreys. Gets an open look on 3 and hits it. Nice ball screen there, and he got a wide open shot.
Now the lead down to 3, and this Marlin team battled back hard.
And Emposat goes hard to the basket. Foul called on Ford. And Quasi will get 2 more. Ford's second personal.
And it's not going to be easy for the Maroons. This team knows how to win, this Wesleyan team. And they didn't panic when they were down 17, 18 points. They just kept playing one possession at a time.
Emposat knocked hard to the ground. He's limping again. Mike Foran pauses to check with him. He's not coming out of this game. 8:33 to play. 66-63, Roanoke with the lead. Clangs the first free throw long.
You wonder if that's impacting his shooting.
Woodmore comes in for Nady. Momentum shifted back in the favor of the Marlins. Swish on the second one. He will come out again limping on that right ankle. And Stefan Vulovic, who gave the team such a big lift in the first half with a couple of 3-pointers and some good floor play, comes on in his place.
Ramirez up. Come in at the next break.
That puts Humphreys out on Ford now with Emposat out. Vulovic denying Teasley the ball. And driving and making the layup right side is Owens. His first field goal. It's now a 2-point game, 67-65. Smith out high. Eco wants the ball inside, hasn't touched it in a long time. Vulovic will drive right side, dish inside, ball pass deflected. Thacker has the loose ball. Right side for Vulovic, fakes the 3. Into Eco he goes. Eco loses it, Vulovic collects the ball with 8 to shoot. To the cutter, Thacker, layup, good!
Nice determination that time, and after they got the handle on the ball, they got a nice shot by Thacker.
69-65, 7.5 left. Storger open, long 3 from out front is good. That was a bomb. That was well behind the arc. And he pulls his team within 1, 69-68 with 7:27 to play, and we have a timeout on the floor. We're back in 30 seconds on ESPN Radio.
Roanoke College. Timeless and true. Smart and solid. Practical and professional. Making discoveries about yesterday. Creating visions for tomorrow. Lifted by a winning college spirit. Forging lifetime friendships with professors who prepare you for a place at the head of an operating table or another bright future. Roanoke College, classic for tomorrow.
And welcome back. The Maroons' 18-point second-half lead has been trimmed to 1 with 7:27 remaining in the ball game.
So the shooting, Roanoke continues. You think you go to 12 of 19 in the second half, and you have your lead cut down to 1. Although Wesleyan has come back and made a plethora of shots here over the last few minutes. They're 10 of 19 now in the second half. Both teams shooting the ball extremely well. But it's a game that's going to come down, and Astorga makes that last one and kind of salutes to the crowd. He's feeling it.
So for the Maroons, Vulovic, Thacker, Ramirez, Eco, and Smith who will put it in play versus Owens, Teasley, Ford, Astorga as another steal in backcourt, nearly a steal in backcourt. Jump ball, and that will go to the Marlins. Wesleyan trapping in the corner off the inbounds play. And the Marlins can take the lead here. This has really been the story, Jerry, of this comeback has been defensive pressure.
Ramirez trying to split the double team that time, and the ball got knocked free as he came through.
They inbound out top. Smith avoids the foul. Right side it goes. Nady drives. Floater over Eco is short. Daniel claims the rebound. Give to Ramirez. Roanoke looking to push. 2-on-5, 3-on-5. Ramirez slows it down. Right side they go to Vulovic. Eco wants it inside, getting fronted. Can't get him the ball. Smith does. Double team, comes to the middle, ducks underneath, put up the short jumper, miss it. Get his own rebound. Throw it up, and it will go in, and he's fouled. That ball touched the rim on the bottom half of the iron. Had enough force that it curled up over the top and dropped through.
And what I really liked about that play was how Cameron Smith kind of sat down. He almost kind of got down close to the ground and bounced that pass into Eco. And again, that's where Roanoke has the advantage against this Marlin team, is on the interior. And you saw at that time with good second chance opportunities and the determination of Eco to get that ball through the basket somehow he willed it in.
And I believe that was Astorga picking up his fourth personal foul. 71-68, 6:52 to go. Eco back to the free throw line, 4 for 4. Make it 5 for 5 today. 13 points.
Sometimes it's just a little play like that kind of stems the momentum. Maroons need to stop in a bad kind of way.
Ford out front against Ramirez. Over to the far side, Vulovic has Teasley now. Drives baseline. Thacker comes over to help Teasley with the finger roll. It's good. 15 for Teasley. 72-70, 6:30 to go. Eco wants it, gets it, left side, in the block. Ducks underneath, goes up with the shot, can't get it to fall. Ford has the rebound. 4-on-2, he pushes it down the middle of the floor. Into Ramirez, layup, won't go, tip won't go. Vulovic has the rebound and gets creamed. Let's see, they give that to 44, so they give it to Owens, his second.
Oh, and how that ball didn't go in. It was a great drive to the basket by Trey Ford, and Teasley there to kind of get the tip in. It hung on the rim, and Vulovic got bailed out just a little bit. Now Eco will come out of the game. He's winded.
Vulovic 2 of 3 on the year from the line. Impansa has yet to come back from the training room. Vulovic short on the first one.
Impansa coming in for the shooter. He snuck around you, Rick.
I missed him.
He was buried behind the bench.
Vulovic with 2 first-half three-point field goals really gave his team a lift. 6:11 to play. Connects on the second one. Impansa comes back in, and Vulovic will take a seat. Quasi looks to be running a little bit carefully. Gingerly is a better word.
He must have about 4 wraps of tape on that ankle now.
Nady on the far side against Ramirez.
I keep waiting for it to look like a football player where they just do it over top of the shoe.
Woodmore against Thacker. Left side down into Hurd. Back to Woodmore around Thacker. Wentz switches. Woodmore 3 left side. Short. Rebound. Marlins, and Hurd misses the follow, and there's Imponsah to take it down.
Good work inside by the Maroons to clear the board.
Left side, Ramirez on the attack against Nady, looking for Wendt. Gets Thacker the ball instead. Thacker looking for help, pick up the dribble. In trouble. Out to Smith, just beating the 5-second count. Shot clock down to 12. Ramirez between the circles against Nady. Imponsah has it right wing. Shot clock at 7. Imponsah behind the back. Drive, loses the handle. We go the other way with Nady, and Smith picks up the personal foul, and he's done. .5:14 to go, and he will take a seat.
And really, the execution at the offensive end is what got him in trouble, Rick. They got deep into the shot clock, and Quasi had to try to force the action that time. They're going to the basket. He went around behind his back, and the ball was poked away. Set up the Marlins in transition, and Zach Barrett will come in for the Cameron Smith, who's just bowed out.
Clay Lacey with a little arm injury, unavailable today. So Barrett now will play at the power forward spot, so to speak, the 4 spot. Roanoke undersized on the front line at this point.
This is where you're going to kind of start thinking about your timeouts maybe to manage this last 5 minutes.
Roanoke with 3 timeouts remaining. First free throw spins in. Nady, all 3 points coming from the line. Four or 5 free throw category against the Maroons down in Virginia Beach. Nady draws his team within 1 as he swishes the second one. Again, we're going to see full court pressure from Virginia Wesleyan.
I haven't seen the trap in a while. This just looks to be straight man-to-man.
Ramirez inbounds, you're right. They're going to play straight man. Now it's Ford going to work on Ramirez. He's knocked the ball away a number of times. Ramirez with 7 turnovers in the game already.
We've got 1 second to get it across, and barely beats the clock.
Gets a screen right from Barrett, Ramirez does. So now there's a switch, and Astorga has Ramirez. Shot clock down to 15. Ramirez between the circles. And we have a call on the far side.
Holding Imponsah that time. So again,
Teasley gets his second foul, so Quasi goes to the free throw line.
Smart court awareness. They know who the Maroons were looking for, and he's kind of got caught with his hand in the cookie jar.
73-72 Roanoke. 4:51 to play in the ball game. Quasi long on the first one.
We've seen him miss 1 out of 2 the last time he was at the line.
Second one. It's good. 8 of 11 from the line for Imponsah. 74-72 Maroons. Under 5 minutes to go in the game as Ford brings it into the offensive end. Has Ramirez on him, left wing outside 3. Dump it down to Astorga. Step back against Barrett. Jumper from the baseline is no good. And there's Ramirez way up in the air to pull that one away.
What a nice game he's playing today. He's been on the floor a lot of minutes and able to go in there and battle to get that rebound.
Barrett trying to give him a screen. Ramirez drives in traffic. Shot up.
They're going to call a walk.
They're going to call a walk. The leaner was good. They're going to wave it off. Robbie Lester says turnover. 17th turnover for the Maroons.
And again, that was very similar to the call that Macedo argued in the first half. And the referee's being fairly consistent with that here this afternoon.
Ford out top. Over on the far side, it's Teasley. Gets a screen. Can't get the shot. On the roll goes Hurd. Ball's deflected by Imponsah twice. 4 bodies on the floor. And I believe we'll get a jump ball called. No, they're going to give a timeout to Wesleyan. They'll give a timeout to Virginia Wesleyan with 4:02 to play, and Marlins will keep it.
That's a quick timeout that time. And I just wonder how they have possession, but officials award them the possession would have gone to the Maroons.
Both teams want this one, folks. There's no doubt about that. Coach Moyer disagrees with that quick whistle and is letting Scott Niederer know about it. 4:02 to play. 74-72 Maroons over Marlins. Marlins with the ball, and we come back on the Maroons Radio Network.
Something I discovered in myself is that if I have a goal, then I can accomplish it.
The well-rounded experience.
At a Division III school, you primarily a student athlete, so school is really shaped around you developing yourself as a complete individual.
It helps a lot that you have a family with your team that can guide you.
And back at the Bass Center, the Maroons lead by 2. Wesleyan with a chance to tie here with a 2 or take the lead with a 3. The Maroons led by as many as 18 points here in the second half. And Wesleyan, largely due to their full court pressure defense, has clawed back into this game. Ford right side behind the arc against Ramirez. Out to Woodmore. Open 3. Short. Rebound Ramirez again.
Boy, you don't expect Ramirez to keep pushing it up like that.
Long pass down the floor. As the pass to Thacker is taken away, and Ponsal loses the ball and then gets called for the foul, trying to get it back from Woodmore. And that will be 3 on Quasi. It'll be 2 shots for the Marlins. As the pressure really being felt by Roanoke. Another turnover.
It was a good forced turnover the first time by the Marlins, and then the Maroons got it back, and then Quasi was trying to gain control, and quick hands of Woodmore gets him to the line.
3 for 4 on the day from the stripe. This one is short, but curls over the front edge and drops through the net. He's got 8 points on the game.
Daniel Eco back into the game for Zach Barrett.
So now you've got Wendt and Eco both on the floor for Roanoke, so some size out there for the Maroons. Woodmore will get the second one. Missed that one long. Tipped way out top, and they won't be able to save it. Woodmore making hot tracks for the scorer's table, but ran out of real estate.
Ramirez kind of gives a nice target for the inbounder. He's always kind of going away from the defense. Makes that pass just a little bit easier, Rick. 1
point game, under 4 to play. Backer on the left wing, outside 3. Into Eco in the block. Backing down Hurd. Puts up the shot. It won't go, but Hurd will draw the foul, and I believe that's 5.
Roanoke will take that, but I mean, it was just kind of questionable whether or not Eco should, once you have the defensive pressure up against you like that, sometimes it's better just to kind of kick it out and repost. We're going to use this as almost like a timeout, this 60 seconds that they give.
Which is helpful for Roanoke, allowing the players to get a little bit of a breather. 3:24 to go. 74-73. Roanoke on top of Wesleyan. Eco will have 2 free throws. Each team in the double bonus. Roanoke with 3 timeouts remaining, and Wesleyan with just 1. Possession hour favors the home team.
Lucky winner. One of the students go down and get a $100 gift card for a raffle that they had here today. That'll be enough ramen noodles to maybe make him through the end of the year. What do you think?
I would think that's a good bet, especially if you go to Walmart.
Seems to be a college staple.
Eco to the free throw line. Astorga comes back in with the 4 fouls of his own. Daniels free throw. Short, but rolls in. Not only was it short, I think it was right.
Yeah, kind of took a little English to get that ball into the basket. Back up by 2, 3:24 to go.
14 points for Eco, averaging 11. Misses the second one. Rebound knocked out of bounds by Thacker.
Jordan Thacker trying to argue that he knocked it off of Astorga's arm.
So again, it's a 2-point game. Nady against Thacker at the left side. Far side now Woodmore against Impensah. Goes baseline. Pull-up jumper from 10 feet is nothing but the bottom of the net. That was a silky smooth move, and Woodmore in double figures with 10.
So drawn even.
Ramirez driving right side. Dishes stolen away by Nady at the other end against Thacker. Tied at 75. Ramirez caught up in the air, driving into 3 players. Got in trouble. Astorga's 3 is long. Rebound comes out top to Nady. Ford, left corner goes Teasley. Around Eco, reverse layup, good. And the Marlins lead for the first time. 77-75, first time in the second half.
Roanoke just didn't do a good job that last time boxing out on the defensive end.
In they go to Eco, left post, going baseline against Astorga. Muscles it up and scores on the drop step. 16 for him, tied again.
2:12 to go.
Astorga driving on Eco, down the middle, pull-up jumper, partially blocked by Went, but there's Woodmore to clean it up. Woodmore now with 12. Under 2 minutes to play. Maroons down by 2. Ramirez into the front court. He'll drive down the middle, kick it out to Thacker, fakes the 3, he'll penetrate, lean in, put it off the glass, score it, and he's fouled. The senior with a big-time play.
We're seeing a lot of quality basketball shots here, and last time at the other end of the floor, it was Woodmore picking up a missed shot and knocking that one in. And now Thacker driving to the basket, getting the and one opportunity.
Thacker with 7, a chance for 8, and we did not get who the foul was called on. Thacker misses the free throw. Tied at 79. 1:45 and counting as Ford jogs it across the timeline. Right to left in the second half for the Marlins. Ramirez has him man-to-man. They go right side to Nady against Thacker. Teasley driving on Went. Kick it out. Nady will penetrate. Cut off. Now Teasley driving baseline on Went. And Went's going to get called for the hold with 14 on the shot clock. It will be 2 free throws. 1:28 remaining in the ballgame. Teasley goes to the free throw line.
It looked like Went did a good job that time moving his feet, Ricky. Never reached and never held. He moved his feet, and that's what he's explaining to the ref, but foul has been called.
So Teasley goes to the free throw line. 1 for 2 so far today. Notches that one. He's got 16 points on the ball game. Batten has now come in for Wesleyan. Nady has gone out, so putting some more height out there. Little offense-defense substitution. Marlins by 1. Teasley's second free throw. Perfect.
They're going to continue to pressure man-to-man in the backcourt.
1:24 to go. Ramirez against Ford. Julian brings it across to the right side. Spin dribble back to the middle. Ford continuing to reach. Implansaw with the ball high on the left side against Teasley. Implansaw looking to drive, gets a screen right. Switching out is Astorga. Implansaw with 14 to shoot. Leans in, ducks under, shot no good. Rebound Astorga. 1 minute remaining.
Needs to play defense here one time and get a stop. No need to foul.
Nobody's got Ford. Now it's Went. Roanoke confused on defense. Teasley, right side. They've got it squared away now. Woodmore against Ramirez left side. Shot clock down to 12. Gets a screen right. Went switches out. Woodmore. Over it goes to Ford with 9 on the clock. Gets a screen right. Here's Thacker. Ford trying to shake him. Steps back. 3 on the way. Good! 29.8 seconds to go. Ford with a huge shot. Here goes Ramirez the other way. Spins in the middle. Leans in. Shot blocked out of bounds. 24 seconds left, and the Maroons down by 5.
And Ford has put this team on his back this afternoon. And his play has almost single-handedly given his Wesleyan team the chance at a win this afternoon.
15 second half points, 19 on the game for Trey Ford. And the Marlins, who trailed by as many as 18 points in the second half, now leads by 5. That is their largest lead of the ball game, 84-79. They led early in the contest in scoring the first 4 points of the game. But this is their biggest lead. And right now we have a timeout on the floor as Coach Moyer regroups the troops. Roanoke's next ball game will be right here in the Bass Center on Wednesday evening against Emory and Henry. Air time will be 6:45 for a 7 o'clock tip. A real opportunity for Roanoke with 9 games remaining coming into today's play to get some momentum. But right now the Marlins own the advantage.
And that's the last three-pointer by Ford. Kind of just took the air out of the building. I thought Ramirez did a nice job getting to the basket, but another block by the Marlins. And they kept them from getting back to a one possession game.
Eco, Amponsah, Ramirez, Thacker, and Wendt also going out there for the Maroons. Wesleyan will counter with Astorga and Batten, Teasley, Widmore, and Ford.
Well, just needs to score quick here. They either a 2 or a 3 and hope that Wesleyan misses a couple of their free throws.
Ramirez, left baseline to put it in play. Into Amponsah in the corner, deflected out of bounds.
It's a little bit easier inbound from the side now. And maybe sets up a shot at the top of the key or in the corner.
Ramirez will trigger.
Sometimes you can trigger it in and then step back in and get the shot.
Into Amponsah. Takes a 3 from the left side. It's going to be well short. Woodmore grabs the ball, and he's going to get fouled. 19.2 to play. We'll go to the other end for 2 free throws. If he makes both of these, it becomes a 3-possession ball game.
It's just really played their heart out here this afternoon, and really disappointing in one way, but it's encouraging in another that you can know that you can play with the best team in the conference.
Twice.
If there is anything to build from, that might be it.
Woodmore has missed a couple of those today. He's made 4, missed 2. He makes this one. This is the big one. This would make it a 3-possession game and pretty much salt it away. 13 for Woodmore on the game. Coming off a double-double, 15 points, 13 rebounds against Mennonite. Shot on the way. It's good. Well, it's going to be a lively bus ride back to Virginia Beach this afternoon for Virginia Wesleyan.
It's a tough trip to come either way. I know the Maroons went down there, but came up here as well.
Ramirez down the left side to the arc. Pull-up jumper, short, but drops in. Timeout called by Roanoke. Just enough backspin to get over the edge, and Ramirez now has 20 points on the ball game.
We'll have one more opportunity to get some substitutes into the game here and give a quick foul. And crazier things that have happened in the world of sports. Cave Spring and Hidden Valley last night. Cave Spring down by 13 points and came back, and I think they cut 10 points in the last 90 seconds. So it's possible with some missed free throws.
Always play to the buzzer.
Steal would be really handy right now.
Yep.
Steal and a score.
Yeah, basically need to get a steal, get a score, get a foul. Hope they miss at least one of the free throws and get another score. Roanoke playing without Andrew Daniels and Clay Lacey today due to injury. And it was really the defense of Virginia Wesleyan in the second half that made the difference in this ball game, plus the hot shooting of Trey Ford. Eco's out of the ball game as Woodmore will put it, or Astorga puts it in play. And Teasley gets grabbed immediately by Barrett and Vulovic. About a second went off the clock. Now 11 seconds left.
This team from Wesleyan is just really solid, Rick. The only thing that's really lacking is an inside presence, but they make up for it in so many other ways. I mean, just the speed and quickness, it's hard to match.
Yep, they are a very athletic ball club. Teasley made his last 2. Up by 4. Hands the first one. Barrett out, Eco in for Roanoke. Second shot. Swish.
It's hard to climb back in a game and knocking down the free throws. 88-82. 6 points.
Baseball pass for Thacker, intercepted by Woodmore, who falls down and travels. So Roanoke advances the ball into the front court, losing 1.4 seconds. They will keep the basketball or get it back.
That's a break for the Maroons.
Set up in the half court. Mike Form going to do a little bit of housekeeping here with the towel. And Thacker to inbound in front of the Maroon bench. Looking for someone, finds Ramirez in the right corner. His three is on the way. It's going to be an air ball. 6 seconds to go as Astorga grabs the rebound, and Roanoke now fouls with 2 seconds to go. And Ford, how appropriate is this? That Ford would go to the line for the final shots of the game.
I think one player had already kind of said, I'm not going to foul, and Ramirez gives a foul with 2 seconds to go. Playing it all the way out to the end, but Ford's been the difference in the second half, and he's a senior with a determination to pick this team up.
Misses the first one.
Might have been the first bad thing that he's done in the second half.
Yep, it's the first missed free throw in 7 attempts. And he gets the second one. Ramirez launches from half court at the buzzer. And that's it. Final score. 89-82. Virginia Wesleyan defeats Roanoke College and remains perfect in ODAC play at 8-0. They are 12-4 overall. Roanoke drops to 7-10 and 0-8. Roanoke's next ballgame will be here at the Bass Center on Wednesday night. 7 o'clock tip. We'll be on the air at 6:45 with our pregame show as Emory and Henry will come to town. And right now we're going to take this time out, and we'll be back with our postgame show. You're listening to Roanoke College basketball on ESPN Radio. And back at the Bass Center, Rick Seigel rejoining you here. With me is Roanoke head coach Paige Moyer. And Paige, it's a tough one. 18-point lead in the second half. Shooting the ball well, which has been your bugaboo this season, and just couldn't finish the deal.
No, I mean, and they came down and they started nailing threes. We had kept them off the three-point line really well the first half, and then early in the second half, they're nailing threes, and then, it's tied up. Trey Ford, or they're up 2, and we're trying to get a stop. He nails a 3 with a second to go on the shot clock, and that one play kind of finished us off. I'm real proud of the effort. Real proud of how a lot of different guys played. We got a good lift off the bench today, but when it's all said and done, you've got to score when it counts, and you've got to get stops when it counts, and we weren't able to do that with them.
So I know one of the things that we talked about in the pregame was confidence and trying to get some confidence back in your ball club, the confidence they had early in the year. How does today's ball game? I know they're disappointed, but can they take anything positive away from this?
Well, I hope so. I mean, I talked about we haven't brought that type of passion and intensity to every game. I mean, we come to play. These guys don't come in and halfway do things, but there was a special desire to get it done today, and you got to bring that against every single team in the ODAC, or you lose. And that's where we are. We've punted 3 or 4 games that we should have had if we would have brought that type of intensity. We did the same thing to Wesleyan down there. I mean, they had to get a cheap rebound to beat us in the end down there. And once we lost a couple games, though, we really lost our confidence. Like, hey, can we really do this? And we know we can do this. We just got to finish games.
Well, you get another opportunity on Wednesday night as Emory and Henry comes to town.
Yep.
A home game in the ODAC against a team you know well and a coach you know well, an opportunity to get that first W.
Definitely, and both teams will really be scratching and fighting hard for it because they've struggled this year. They have been incredibly injured with Malcolm Green, one of the best players in the ODAC. He has been out. I think he's due back this week for us. They've got other good players, and they can play well without him, but they're going to bring everything they have to this game. It's a huge game for standings, and so we've got to play like that every single night. And I told the guys, I said, I won't accept anything less than what they did today, tomorrow in practice, and on Wednesday.
All right. Well, we look forward to that ball game on Wednesday night. We'll have it right here on ESPN Radio. We want to thank you for your time today, as always, and we'll be talking to you on Wednesday night.
Thanks.
Roanoke head coach Paige Moyer will take this final time out and be back. You're listening to Roanoke College Basketball on ESPN.